In the heart of New York City's financial district, a man walked into a skyscraper and opened fire. 4 dead, including a decorated NYPD officer. The shooter, a man with a grudge that had been brewing for years. This is the story of how a failed dream, a damaged mind, and a burning hatred led to one of the most shocking acts of violence in modern Manhattan history. The Midtown Massacre, inside criminals' minds. It was Tuesday morning, July 30th, 2025. The streets of Midtown buzzed like any other day. Wall Street executives, tourists, delivery workers, all converging under the shadow of glass towers. But inside 345 Park Avenue, home to the National Football League headquarters, Blackstone, and several major financial firms, time was about to stop. At 9:14 a.m., Shane Devin Tamura walked through the lobby doors. 38 years old, dressed in a dark hoodie and cargo pants. In his hands, a semi-automatic rifle. No words, no warning. The first shot shattered the glass wall behind reception. People screamed, scattering into hallways. Security froze for a moment. Then chaos erupted. Over the next 4 minutes, Shane moved with chilling precision, firing in bursts, pausing, advancing. His targets were random to some, but not to him. But this wasn't a robbery. This wasn't a random act of rage. This was a performance years in the making. Shane wasn't a stranger to this world. Years earlier, he had been on the cusp of professional football, a semi-pro linebacker with dreams of making it to the NFL. But the hits took their toll. Repeated concussions, migraines, mood swings. Doctors warned him, but Shane insisted on playing. When his career collapsed, he claimed the NFL had abandoned him, left him to rot with a broken brain. Friends described him as quiet, but with a temper that would surface without warning. It's like he had a storm inside him, one former teammate recalled. You'd see it in his eyes. Over the years, Shane's life unraveled. Failed business ventures, mounting debt, relationships that fell apart under the weight of paranoia and obsession, and always the NFL at the center of his blame. In the months before the massacre, Shane's online presence grew darker. Posts railing against corporate greed and blood money in football. He spoke of betrayal of justice, of a game being rigged from the start. And then a chilling message, posted just hours before he walked into 345 Park Avenue. When the final whistle blows, the world will remember. There were warning signs, friends who distanced themselves, strange late-night calls, even a confrontation outside a sports bar where Shane told a stranger, "They'll pay soon enough." But like so many cases we examine, no one connected the dots in time. Because by the time anyone could, Shane was already inside the building, pulling the trigger. Eyewitnesses say Shane fired methodically, moving between the lobby, the mezzanine, and an executive hallway. One victim, 43-year-old Officer Luis Ramirez, was off duty, meeting a friend in the building. Ramirez attempted to shield others and paid with his life. 2 more victims were mid-level corporate employees. Another, a building maintenance worker. At 9:18 a.m., Shane stopped, stood still. Witnesses say he took a deep breath, then turned the gun on himself. For minutes, 4 lives, and questions that will never fully be answered. Was Shane Devin Tamura's attack the result of calculated revenge or the final unraveling of a damaged mind? Experts point to chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, a brain condition caused by repeated head injuries, common in contact sports. Symptoms: memory loss, aggression, depression, and in some cases, violent impulses. But CTE alone doesn't explain the meticulous planning, the choice of location, the symbolic attack on the NFL's headquarters. In Shane's mind, this was justice, a message, his final, irreversible statement to the world. Yet the only thing his actions truly left behind was grief for the families of the victims, for the colleagues who will never feel safe in their offices again, and perhaps even for the young athlete he once was, before the storm inside him took over. In the end, Shane Tamura wanted the world to listen, but all that's left now is the echo of gunfire in a marble lobby, and the unanswered question, how many more storms are waiting to break?